Frances loved Florence. Not reluctant in love, Frances loved mud. Clay, what you will, first touch. It touched first her fingers, smote the tips, smitten. First love and last, feathered gray earth, sparrow brown, robin breast red, skeening her knuckles, her palms cupped, the cool heft yielding, but when fired, unyielding as stone. Not reluctant, she loved granite and marble, silica, dry silica or wet in a paste. She loved cigarettes, too, and Emma Goldman when one year Emma came for a visit, and the 7 hens with the names of the 7 men who painted mountains and lakes. She loved Delilah, the Great Dane, despite the dog's dangerous moods, and Osgood the car. She loved certain pens and scaffolds, sitting or standing, leaning out, leaning in, unsafe in the air over pavements and trucks. Arrested motion she loved. The discus thrower. The way life is almost always about to take flight. The concept of time unable to catch up with itself. And radio shows. And meetings. She loved being boss. Phone calls and her red velvet cape. More than 1 glass of scotch. And Florence. Oh yes, she loved Florence. Arrested motion. Art, life. As in Discobolus, the discus thrower, levering his right arm, elbow up on an intake of breath, the continuous now. As in the woman on her way to the store before dinner, caught in a downpour, her sweater now cobraed over her hair, half-pound of ground on the list in her purse, 3 potatoes and 1 tin of peas, stopped in her rush by the sudden red light. Her diagonaled body halted mid-step, while the purse on her shoulder contrapuntals ahead. As in the lava that day in Pompeii, leaping into the town, into atriums and vestibulums, and the man, petrified now, the man about to be stilled, reaching in for a piece of fruit in the bowl being celadon rimmed with blackbirds in flight, and the fruit, 5 purple-green figs, turning to stone as the man, fingers splayed, hand. Florence loved Frances. Reluctant, and yet, Florence did love. Had loved the black rooster, had loved the wind rough across blue Midwestern plains, meteorites slashing out of prairie night skies, the northern lights, the thought of, violet and shape-shifting green, and cats, all cats in all places she loved. Her gray suit, she admired its shapely lapels. Ancient Greece, of course, beauty and truth, her attachment. Don't mess with a column of unbroken strength. Carving away extra flounce. She loved unadorned, the unadorned female form she loved and was smitten, despite or because of the breasts. Frances, while often adorned, berets and broad skirts, was of female form. She loved Frances, too. Torso number 3. What I love about you is the way you shift your left leg to the fore as though making a point, though you have no left leg, nor a right, only a fierce suggestion of leg, suggestive of pillar, prerogative, without dispute, unendable, a political stance, clear, comfort, confrontational in this neoclassical room, a swagger, your spirit unassuming, perhaps unintentional, intuiting eros. The way your navel speaks to your lower center of gravity, its gravitational pull, foundational, a gravitas centralis, serene at the place, 7 fingers below a small, frangible bone in the peak of the cage. Your breasts, small and no nonsense. I love your 2 unheavy breasts. Also your neck, which is partial, your collarbones, the spread to your shoulders, implying two perfect arms, though no arms exist. Unwinged and no head rises above. I love your clear mind, forked lightning, cliffs of white chalk, belly of bone. Say terracotta. Say this dense complication of earth. Say dirt. Say mud the color of rust. Say clay, dry stone. Say dry riverbed. Say river, bed with old springs. Open the windows in mid-July. Say plaster is stone, with or without pigment applied. Limestone, calcified. Say granite is igneous. Say biceps hard as petrified wood. Say future is harder than past. Tip of the iceberg. Say tongue, gravity, symmetry, multiverse. Say holes in sculptural art have no part in or out of the torso. Say holes do not belong in a column of stone, upright or in recline. Say classic. Say the core holes, smooth as the Tiber at night. Say tongue, touch, greed. Say I want. Say I want patina, smooth as a mirror, a mother's breast, a keen hunger for satin, to handle. Say silk, silky nature. Say between the two thighs, surface tension. Say arrested motion, meniscus. Say spill. Say palms oiled in sweat. Say opposable thumbs, fingers, tips as knowing as a black ant's antennae, sonar, bat wings, knowing as photons, as smell, knowing as bodies in summer's impossible heat. Say nipples, eye to eye. Say, come over here. I'm still in love. 3/4, halfway, half in, half past, maybe 4/5. The measure is not important. When love enters, it clears the blue sluice, clears all imperfections, gray haze, the blind in the eyes, nighttime, mines the interstices of soul. In love with these two, the idea of, as if they almost were one. I tell you this, they were gods, nor would they allow the term sculptress, as in less, the gendered hierarchical split. They did not accept less, or allow hunks of clay to be gouged from inside the whole, or allow the trivial, or the absurd or unsightly. These two, and their 400 works, unsullied, or 379, the precise count unimportant. When love enters, it fills more than space or a ledger or time. I'm telling you this, these two are deities, far back, perpetuity. When divinity enters, it enters through the crown chakra, without volition or violence, the top of your head. The crown is violet, breaks into sky.